But in this video, we are going to be working on that thing behind me right there. That is a 1998 Toyota 4Runner, and we are putting 1 tons right there and in the back to strengthen it up. We're going to add some more gussets into it and run it further back eventually. But for now, we're just getting the front end set up. We've still got the driver's side that we've got to clean up and get on. But before we get there, I've got to weld on the motor mount on this this passenger side again, so that we can go to the other side safely without dropping the motor on the ground. Once that's on, we're going to build some tabs for these bars, or these Super Duty arms right here at the back. Then from there, we're going to actually probably trim up those Super Duty arms a little bit and put on rubber bushings on the front of them. One that'll be adjustable, the other one that's not, so that we can adjust the camber, caster, everything on this axle. Not that it's really going to matter, because the thing's going to be off-road 99.99% of its life. But that's what we're going to do, so that if he ever does decide to throw smaller tires on it, he can get it adjusted and get it on the road and drivable. Alright y'all, so we got this frame rail cleaned up. The new one slid over the top. I'll show you that in a second. We got the inner fenders trimmed off. We might still go a little bit further back into the firewall, not quite sure yet. Got the upper bracket for the fenders, the outer fender skins removed as well. We're going to end up being the front end of this pretty harshly. So had to get rid of that, just trimming it up, getting it out of the way for now to make it easier to work around. We'll do the final trimming and everything when we get closer to doing that on the front. We got this frame rail put on and the other one over there, kind of. They're just tacked on for now, just in case we got to cut it off, slide it off, do any more modifications, but I think this is going to work. We're ending up stretching the front end of this out. To do this, I should have brought you guys in before, but if you're going to slide one of these 2x6 by quarters over it, these frames are 2-piece from the factory, but they're butt welded together right here. What we did is we just trimmed along the inside, so right on the seam this way, right there, right behind the motor mount, down and along that same seam on the bottom side of the frame rail. I want to say it was 25 inches. I'm gonna grab my tape measure and I'll measure the piece I just took out. Let's see here. No, I wasn't even close. 17.25 inches from the back of the frame, or back of the engine mount. So this piece sits like this in there. So if you can imagine, right there, just behind that, there's the bracket on top for the bucket, and then right behind that bracket, straight down at the front, straight down and along that seam on the inside. That will let you slide this 2x4 or 2x6 by quarter over these frame rails. So reason we did that frame rail is nowhere near beefy enough, strong enough to hold this contraption once it's done, and this quarter wall is much beefier, so, and it makes it easier to work off of this in the future. Clean, flat, straight, virgin surface to work on. So, got those in. The next item up on this, since we're just tack welding, getting everything ready, is this arm right here off of a 2005 and up Super Duty Ford. So what we're gonna do is, oh, if I can hold it up here one-handed. So right in front of the cab mount there, the frame kind of jogs in. So what we're gonna do is build a set of tabs that come off and hold this arm right there. Probably 6 inches or so down from the frame. And they're gonna box all that in, make it strong. But that is what is going to locate our axle on the front of this, forward and backward. We'll end up with another bar running across the front to keep it side to side. But yeah, that's where we're at with this. We're going to probably reuse the same shocks that came on it, the struts. Save a little bit of money. Probably just take this bucket, clean it up a little bit more, and pretty much weld it straight to the new frame rails. We'll flatten it out so that it's vertical the way it should be. But with this axle, yeah, it's coming along. Surprisingly quick, surprisingly easy. Well, I shouldn't say that. On a 1 out of 10, 10 being the difficult, 1 being easy in your driveway with hand tools, definitely not a 1 in your driveway with hand tools. But if you know what you're doing with a grinder, a welder, not becoming a grinder instead of a welder, this is fairly easy job to cut the front end of one of these off and swap it to solid axles. This one's going a little further and over the top, but hey, why not? We did one about 2 years ago that we didn't go anywhere near this on it because it's only running 37-inch tires. Only had to slide the axle forward about 2 inches to center it back up in the wheel wells and make it look right, and clears everything. But he's also going with a bigger lift than these 47s are going on too, so there is that. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So next order of business on this is building those brackets off the frame rails and getting the front suspension started and going from there. So bring you guys back in a little while once I get those brackets cut up. I'm gonna turn the music on, just go to town on this for a little bit, possibly. Might have the owner of it come over in a little while too, and he'll tag in and start helping on it as well. So yeah, we're gonna keep on trucking along. See you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I just got done editing that last video and realized I didn't really do an outro with it. So just a quick recap. Frame rails are on. We cleaned up both sides here. This used to be hanging out. This used to be hanging out. This is where the front fender's mounted. Trimmed that off, got it all nice and clean-ish to build our new custom fenders. Got the motor mount plate cleaned up, ready to weld on. That'll probably be this evening. Got this motor mount right here, tack welded on, just loosely in there right now, so that when we get the other one, we'll do the same thing, loosely pull the frame rails together till it kind of tightens up, fully weld them in, bolt them in, leave the frame rails pulled together, and put in a front cross member. Let's see, what else? That was pretty much it. I did do some CAD design, cardboard aided design for the plates that the Super Duty arms are going to bolt to. Let's see, what else have we done? It's about it on that. I did, oh, sorry, that was a little close. I did move my oven to the back of the shop and my sandblaster so that I could open up this side of the shop. I'm going to have my welders up here, my plasma cutter on this side of the shop, because one, they're either going out that door or going to be used on this table, maybe on, well, not maybe, but on stuff like that. But this just puts them in a good, easy to get around the shop spot, and out of the way for when we're not using them. Lets my powder coat oven be out of the way. This thing used to be where the big welder is over there, and it stuck way out into the walkway. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Sandblaster was right next to it. No, I will not be sandblasting with any kind of engine parts near the sandblaster. That thing is a dusty mess, and I don't want to get that into the motors that I'm building. Let's see. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. So yeah, next video, maybe I'll bring you along. I'm going to go down and look at a lift that we're going to probably put in this bay. Little 4-post. Just makes things easier being able to lift it up to where you can actually work on it. Drop it down to where you can get to the top of stuff. It would actually really help with doing the body work on this, because this is the frame and everything is going off to sandblasting, and the cab's going to stay in here. And then I get a lift, I can just set this on the lift to bring it up and down, so we can still get to the top of the cab, get to the bottom of the rockers and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll go look at that in a little bit today, but that's where we're at. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like, leave me a comment. If you didn't like the video, really leave me a comment. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I can do better. Tell me what you hated. But yeah, make sure to subscribe if you want to watch any of these builds. Yeah, square body, track car, but truck, off-road, 4-wheel drive, go recover people and play. 6.0 out that door, Fummins out that door. Yeah, we got quite a few builds coming up this year. Those are just the first 4 on the list. So yeah, peace out. See you guys later.